You're listening to the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast.
What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, The Hot Commodity, joined by my own Hot Commodity, and we are covering WWE Monday Night Raw from May 20th, 2024, live in Greensboro, North Carolina. This is the last stop for Raw on the way to the King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia. I sound like Jim Ross. Saudi Arabia. On Saturday, May 25th, live at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific. We started on Monday Night Raw with the Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn coming out to the ring.
We started out with Ian coming in the BMW.
Yeah, you were happy about seeing Iyo.
She looked all pimping.
Yeah, but then it kind of like backfired later.
Yeah.
Stupid. They should have had her come out with like that if she was gonna win.
If she won, right? Yeah. That was her consolation prize.
It was coming out like that. Okay. Well, Sami's out in the ring after seeing Iyo Sky show up in a Lamborghini. And Sami says, at King of the Ring, I find myself in a triple threat match. We have a personal issue in the form of Chad Gable. You don't suplex a man in front of his 70-year-old father. You have an ass kicking coming your way. It's not personal with Bronson Reed. Bronson just wants a championship. It's a fight between the mind, body, and soul. The mind is Gable, the body is Reed, and I am the soul. That is why I was able to beat Gunther and why I walk out still Intercontinental Champion. Alpha Academy interrupts Sami Zayn. Chad Gable says, did I manipulate you into beating Gunther? No, I coached you. I'm too damn nice. Maxxine, you should be in Saudi Arabia, but you blew it. You all are failures. You all failed. Sami says, how much longer are you going to take this crap? Gable says, you're trying to draw a wedge. In Saudi Arabia, I don't need to pin you, but I will. I came to the ring, I'm taking your soul. And Sami says, last I checked, King of the Ring is in 5 days. Tonight, we have a match. Let's do this match right now. So we have Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable. The title is not on the line. Chad Gable throughout the match wants Alpha Academy to interfere. He wants Maxxine to slap Sami, but she doesn't. So Chad calls Cesaro and Maxxine losers and kicks them out. Sami hits a Blue Thunder to get a 2. Gable locks in an ankle lock. Chad wants Otis to attack Gable, but he doesn't. So Gable goes outside and slaps Otis across the face. And then Otis clotheslines Sami Zayn, and Gable lands a Chaos Theory to defeat the Intercontinental Champion. But the main story of this is the way Chad Gable is treating Alpha Academy. So what do you think about this match coming up with Triple Threat, and what do you think about the storyline? It's sad that it's like what's more important is not the title, is that Chad Gable is being an asshole. Like that's pretty much the whole.
Yeah. And, obviously Otis and all them are going to turn at King of the Ring. That is not a prediction. It's a sport.
You think they're going to turn?
Definitely. Because that's why it all happened. Sami Zayn was in the locker room with him, telling him that, he apologized to Sami Zayn, and Sami had one of those little hearts-to-heart with him, and they're going to turn on him. They have.
Well, I mean, the only thing is that I don't know. We'll have to see, because I just was going to say that if they try to turn in the triple threat match, they still have to deal with Bronson Reed.
Oh, it's going to be, but I think he's going to. I think that Otis is probably going to go down to the ring with him, maybe, and Chad's going to be in trouble, and Otis is just, the same type of thing is going to happen, except when Chad goes and slaps him, he's going to turn around and hit him back this time.
Okay. So you think Otis is going to have enough? Okay, I could see that. I could see them like walking out on him. I could definitely see that happening. Good spoiler, sir. LWO freak out backstage because Cruz del Toro has been attacked. Zelina Vega's freaking out. Why does everyone keep attacking the Latin Americans in WWE? Racism, prejudice. It's not fair. Boricua, baby. Bronson Breakker's out next, and he destroys Kale Dixon. He spears Kale, busts him to the floor, spears him on the floor, and then the referee stops the match. After Bronson spears Kale again, grabs this ring steps. He hits Kale with the steps. Well, he places Kale's head on the steps and then hits him with the chair. Kale is stretchered out. After Breakker tells Adam Pearce he can't control him, and it's on him for not booking him in the King of the Ring. What do you think of Bron Breakker?
I think like the reason they've been doing him jobbers, it's all like part of the storyline. He's going to be like, you don't put me in King of the Ring, you put me against these nobodies every week, and there's a reason I came up to the main roster. It's not really fair. Like he should be, out of the fire or not out of the fire. What's her name? Lyra Valkyria is like winning. She's going to the finals at King of the Ring, and Bron Breakker's fighting somebody we've never seen before on Raw.
We have to build him up to look like a beast, and they are doing a storyline now where it's like he's going to destroy everybody because Adam Pearce didn't use until someone steps up to him.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch gives Lyra Valkyria a pep talk, and as you just mentioned, we have the semifinals for the Queen of the Ring. Iyo Sky versus Lyra Valkyria. The winner of this one moves on to Saudi Arabia for the finals. Decent match. Lyra hits a brain buster for a 2 count. Iyo applies a crossface and a springboard drop kick. She also lands, she being Iyo, lands a springboard moonsault to the floor. Lyra lands a German suplex, a powerbomb, and in surprising fashion, Lyra rolls up Iyo Sky, a former women's champion, to move on to the finals of the Queen of the Ring. She'll either take on Nia Jax or Bianca Belair this Saturday. After Lyra is interviewed, Iyo Sky yells at her in Japanese, and Lyra says, as long as you believe you can do it, it doesn't matter, you can. So
I can see Iyo get in the company for getting some damage control trouble.
Okay.
Because also her and Becky are close. So I could see like maybe a fight with them for damage control. However, I think Becky might be taking time off. We'll see.
Do you think Lyra is like, I know that you weren't a big fan of hers, but do you think
I think on Raw she can. Raw doesn't have a really strong roster, especially at Becky's.
I will say, now that we know, I didn't announce it yet, but Triple H said on X that the winners of the King and the Queen of the Ring will have a title match at SummerSlam. I really don't think Lyra is going to get a title match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I can see Nia or Bianca. And also there's a rumor that Paul Heyman has been working with Nia Jax to sort of like build up her character and everything. And so we'll see what happens. But Lyra, I mean, she did defeat Becky Lynch for the NXT Women's title. So they might push her. I mean, we never thought she would be Becky. So we see R-Truth backstage talking to The Miz, and he tells The Miz that he spoke to Andre the Giant earlier, which Andre's been dead for 30 years, so it must have been a great conversation. He probably told him about Little Jimmy and Awesome Truth and everything going on, the Miz and Mrs., Ricochet is seen confronting Ilya Dragunov, but Bron Breakker spears Ricochet through a crate. That was a crazy moment there. I'm surprised that Ilya didn't do anything about it, but Bron Breakker just destroying Ricochet there. Yeah. What do you think? I think he's probably pissed that Ricochet got a shot and not him, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited because Ricochet is a good athlete and Bron Breakker is a really fast. Like, he doesn't do the spear at 24 miles per hour. 23 miles an hour. I mean, so that'll be a fast-paced match. We see a promo with Gunther talking in the stands alone, talking about the main event tonight. Judgment Day are backstage. Damian Priest tells Carlito that he knows about the attack on Cruz del Toro. He tells Carlito he's okay for this week. And then Finn Balor tells Damian Priest that he wishes it was him fighting with him tonight for the tag titles, but he knows he's the champion. two questions here. Do you think Carlito's going to last long in the Judgment Day, or do you think?
I don't know. I don't think the Judgment Day is going to be together too much.
Okay.
I could really see like Damian being on his own. Um, Mommy and Dominik are going to break up soon. So, I think Finn Balor. I think we got the Demon coming back.
Yeah, well, you said that they're.
And like the other thing that makes me think that is when they're in the locker room, they're like, I don't, and Damian says, I don't even recognize this anymore. And Finn says, yeah, we're letting the wheels fall off. Like, I think he's going to bring the demon back to
Well, you mentioned that you saw the picture.
Yeah, and also there's some artwork of the demon in the Judgment Day Playhouse. And I think he's going to bring the demon back to try to, regroup the Judgment Day.
Yeah, and they're definitely planting seeds of a breakup. Balor keeps saying, like, you're the champion. I wish it was us together. I think eventually Balor is going to turn on Priest. And
I would love to see him as the demon fight Damian. That would be awesome.
Well, we have the World Tag Team Championships up next. Awesome Truth defending against JD McDonagh and Finn Balor with Dominik Mysterio. Before the match happens, we see the return of Sonya Deville. She wants to talk to Shayna Baszler and Zoey Stark. And I could see that turning into a group, the three of them. They could be like a submission specialist. But anyways, tag match, we see decent action here. Dominik Mysterio distracts Awesome Truth, allowing JD McDonagh to take control. JD and Miz land a double clothesline. Carlito comes out. R-Truth hits JD McDonagh with a face buster, but Carlito puts JD's foot on the ropes. Braun Strowman then comes out and takes out Carlito. JD runs from Braun right into an FU by R-Truth. Awesome Truth retained with some help of Braun Strowman. Do you think...
I gotta go back a second. I think Braun Strowman could be the one to stand up to Bron Breakker.
Well, I was going to ask you, though, do you think this is going to lead to Braun Strowman and Damian Priest? Because right now, Damian's the leader of Judgment Day, and if Braun Strowman is destroying all of them, I mean, he does want a title.
That would be good. That would be good. I don't see them giving it to him, but it would be a good fight, though.
Because, why would you want to take out the group and not the leader?
Right. Yeah, I think Damian versus Braun.
And I do think really Bron Breakker and Braun Strowman would be good too, but Braun versus Braun. We see Liv Morgan backstage punching Lyra Valkyria. Bronson Reed confronts Sami Zayn. And then Otis comes up to Sami, and Sami tells Otis he didn't expect that from him. Otis apologizes, and Sami says, you need to stop listening to Chad Gable. More seeds of, unless Otis is playing mind games and is doing this to fuck with Sami just so they can keep working with Gable. We always see where we always feel sorry. That's what I'm saying. Like we feel sorry for them, but just because, World Women's Champion, the man Becky Lynch comes out. She met us. Well, we met her. She met us. Becky says, Liv and I have a lot of history together. She's never beaten me, but this time around we're dealing with a different Liv Morgan. Then Liv Morgan comes out. Liv says, you are gaslighting the WWE Universe. You punch me and I retaliate, and I'm horrible. Damage Control wants to fight with you. They want nothing to do with me, and I leave, and I'm a coward. I don't care about these women. My purpose is to complete the Liv Morgan revenge story. Becky says, you finally found a purpose. I can't relate. I wrote a book about it. I want to make sure when I leave this place, it's better than how I found it. What happens, Liv, when you get your revenge? Liv says, you're delusional. You are the most selfish person here. All you have cared about is yourself. After 10 years, I will sit where I belong on top of this women's division. Becky says, if you are worthy, come fight me now. Liv looks like she's about to enter the ring, but she says, no, I'm going to wait till Saturday and become the new women's champion. And she did cry about it, she says. So I like to see Liv. I like that she's a heel. But I don't Do you think we're gonna get a big surprise and have Becky lose right away? She just won the title.
Yeah, but it was Becky was never even supposed to have the title.
Well,
It would still be on Rhea if she wasn't hurt.
so why should Liv get it then?
Because I think, well, in real life or in the story, in real life, Becky Lynch is supposed to be like leaving for a while.
I know, but I'm saying my question for you is that,
and I think
why should Liv be the one to be the champion?
Liv is going to get it because I think she was going to go against Rhea. And I mean, she's the one who.
How long is Rhea out? Because they're not gonna have Liv be women's champion for a year until Rhea Ripley comes back.
No, I don't. I wasn't saying.
No, I know, but I'm saying like the only reason why Liv deserves to be champion, in my opinion, is because she took out Rhea Ripley, and like that storyline.
She also beat Nia Jax.
She beat Nia Jax, but that storyline though, like by the time Rhea comes back, yeah, people are gonna remember obviously that she was taken out by Liv.
But it won't be relevant.
Yes, unless Liv is champion. Now, I think that Liv will be champion, but I don't know if it's going to be right now. Because if you want to capitalize on that issue that you have, do it later. But, like you said, Becky might be going away for a while.
And also, Liv could be champion more than once. Like she could win the title, have it for a few months. Because Rhea won't be back till 2025.
That's next year, yeah. Damian Priest tells JD McDonagh to fight Braun Strowman next week to prove his worth.
Oh, I can't wait.
And you mentioned this earlier where Damian says, I don't recognize this anymore. And Finn's like, we got to get it together, get back on track.
I hate JD McDonagh, and I can't wait for Braun Strowman to tear.
Okay. Xavier Woods is backstage. The doctors clear him for action. He's happy. Kofi Kingston leaves the room, and once Kofi leaves, Karrion Kross confronts him and basically tells him the same thing he told Kofi last week. Like, you can do this on your own. And it looks like we might see the New Day breaking up, maybe. I mean, it would be good for them. Big E cannot compete anymore, I feel like. And I think that without him, the group is kind of corny. It's like, let them do their own things. They've always been together. Mm-hmm. Time for something different.
I thought Big E was going to come back because he was like talking, he was commentating the pre-show WrestleMania, and he was back for WrestleMania weekend. But then he put out a tweet saying he doesn't even know if he's going to wrestle again
because he broke his neck.
But he could be part of the company still.
Yeah,
so
they could utilize
and I think they will, but yeah, I don't see much for the New Day. I think it's old. I think people are kind of tired of it. And we need to see something different.
We get a #1 contenders match for the women's tag championships. Damage Control versus Zoey Stark and Shayna Baszler versus Maxxine Dupri and Ivy Nile versus your favorite team, the Club Cunts. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. You mentioned this. The lights go off before the match happens, which was weird because that wasn't done before and strange. Zoe
Creepy Wyatt shit.
Could be. Zoey and Shayna get the win after landing a hard kick to Maxxine, and Shayna and Zoey Stark will move on to challenge Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill for the women's tag titles down the line. I like this team of Shayna Baszler and Zoey Stark, especially if they're going to be working with Sonya Deville. We can talk about the Wyatt family thing because we got a QR code too, and that one wasn't
a lot in the last week.
Yeah, there's really not much different from this one. They keep talking about the therapist. There will be we're recording this on a Thursday, so tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time on Twitch. There might be something supposedly coming up.
We've got SmackDown and the pay-per-view this week. We're talking about it on SmackDown.
Ludwig Kaiser is backstage trashing Sheamus. He's been doing this for the past couple of weeks now.
He don't get his ass beat by Sheamus.
We get a promo from Drew McIntyre. He trashes CM Punk. and he's happy he has his match against Damian Priest. And that's going to be at Clash of the Castle.
Damian Priest and who?
Drew McIntyre.
Yes.
Okay. Chad Gable talks to the Creed brothers backstage.
Which I don't know why they wouldn't put it at King of the Ring. They only have 5 matches.
Yeah,
I think they both
King, Queen,
and they
Cody,
both only defended their title one time. So.
Becky.
It's the King of the Ring, the Queen of the Ring, Becky, the 3-way for the Intercontinental Championship, and
Cody and Luke. Okay.
Cody and Luke.
So Chad Gable talks to the Creed brothers backstage, and they say, "We'll think about it," and they leave. That would be a really cool faction if he got rid of like Alpha Academy and just did one with the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile. Otis comes up and Chad tells Otis he needs him ready for King of the Ring, and Otis.
Wait, you think who we get with the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile?
Chad Gable.
Like it's a heel faction. Okay.
And have them compete against Maxxine, Otis, and Akira. Okay. And then we see Sonya Deville talking to Zoey Stark and Shayna Baszler. And we have made it to our main event, the semifinals for the King of the Ring tournament, Jey Uso versus Gunther. The winner will take on Tama Tonga or Randy Orton at King of the Ring. A lot of action here. Gunther lands some chops. Jey dives to the floor. Jey lands a super Samoan drop and gets a 2. Jey Uso lands a super kick. Gunther with a power bomb and a flying splash. Jey Uso spares Gunther. The referee gets hurt. Jey lands a flying splash, gets a 2 count, and then Gunther applies a sleeper, and Jey Uso passes out. Gunther is going to be in the finals of the King of the Ring. What do you think?
I don't know. I was disappointed with this match. Like, how many times did Jey Uso go?
Yeah, I agree.
And, I expected Gunther. I think he's going to win the whole thing. But, I would really like to see Randy Orton beat him, and I think Randy could beat him.
So what sticks out for me from this episode of Raw? Anything?
Well, I always like when they do stuff, the QR codes with the Wyatts right now. I liked the Queen of the Ring matches. They were surprising. I thought Iyo was going to win. It was a decent episode.
Yeah, I don't really like a lot of this one. Just I'm excited for King and Queen of the Ring.
I like
Wyatt.
The Awesome Truth and Braun Strowman.
Yeah, that was funny. Andre the Giant ended up being Braun Strowman.
I thought it was going to be Andrade.
Yeah, that's what you thought. Well, we got a lot coming your way. We have SmackDown recovering. We have King and Queen of the Ring predictions. Then a recap of King and Queen of the Ring. We have our Attitude Years. We're going to be covering No Mercy 99 soon, so be on the lookout for that. Live WWE 2K23. I have fun. I just do matches just for fun if you want to check that out. And make sure you subscribe, like, and stay tuned because more stuff is coming your way. Until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.